What's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am finally back with a makeup tutorial, and this particular makeup look is actually inspired by Khloe Kardashian. Khloe's makeup artist Harouche posted a picture of Khloe wearing a very similar makeup to the one that I have on right now, and I received so many requests from you guys to go ahead and recreate the look, so here it is for you. I've been away from YouTube for a little while, so I thought this would be the perfect look to kind of just welcome myself back in. I've just been dealing with some health stuff, nothing serious, but I needed to take some time away, and yeah, I wanted to come back with a bang and do a super requested look, and this is what I came up with. I think it came out pretty similar to what she had. Obviously, Khloe is gorgeous and everything's not going to be exactly the same, but I think I came pretty close to what she had. I think this is a perfect look to transition now into spring/summer. I love the way that this look also incorporates a pop of color, because you do have some color, but it's not overwhelming. It's just the right amount and in the perfect spot. If you're not a fan of a pop of color, feel free to ignore the pop of color and do whatever you like in the lower lash line. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe before you go. And actually, I will be back on Thursday with a very exciting video that you guys have been requesting a ton. So I guess I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye, guys. Okay, you guys, so something really bad happened, hence my face. I accidentally deleted the first couple of clips to this makeup tutorial, so I am going to just talk you guys through what I did. So today I used the Kylie Jenner Royal Peach palette. I first took the color Sorbet and the color Sandy, and I applied that all over my crease using a Sigma E40 blending brush. And then I went in with the color Peachy and the color Crush, and I applied it on the same spot as I applied the first two, but I kept it a little bit lower on my crease. So now let's get back to the tutorial. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's get back to business. I am taking the color Duke and the color Cinnamon from that Kylie Royal Peach palette, and I'm going to place this again in my crease. I'm keeping this color a little bit lower on the crease, and as you guys can see, I am focusing most of the product in the outer corner. And once I get to that outer corner, I'm actually going to be giving my brush a little bit of a flick towards the end, because we want to create kind of like cat-eye-ish look. And then also with whatever is left on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and take that towards the inner corner. I'm going to go in with that first blending brush I used, and I'm going to blend out the edges. Now I'm going to be taking a makeup wipe, and I'm just going to be creating my cat eye and kind of cleaning everything up. Next, I'm going to take the color Seashell, also from the Kylie Royal Peach palette. As you guys can see, still not impressed with the shimmer shadows in this particular palette. They are not good at all, but I still wanted to kind of give it a shot, but I was like, no, never mind. So I did pick up the Makeup Geek in the Spotlight foiled shadow, and I'm going to place this all over my entire lid. I love this color. It's a very nice peachy, warm, shimmery shadow. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it went perfect with the look. It's very similar to Seashell, but of course like 100 times more pigmented. I'm going to go back in with that blending brush, and I'm just going to blend out the edges because I don't want the line to be super harsh. Now, time for the wing liner. Now, she did not have a wing, but she did have a top lash line drawn on. So I'm going to take my Blinc Beauty Ultra Thin Liquid Pen. I love this liquid liner. It's my favorite. It makes it very easy for you to get the look that you're going for. So I am going to go ahead and create a small kind of upper lash line, if that makes any sense. And then I'm going to go ahead and give my lashes a coat of mascara. For lashes, I am going to be using the Queen Bee lashes by Koko lashes, but I'm going to be doing it a little bit different. I actually cut my lashes into tiny little pieces, and I'm going to be gluing them as individual lashes, because if you notice in Khloe's picture, She actually had her lashes very piecey, and you can see that she has individual lashes. If you zoom in really closely, you can definitely tell. So I wanted to make my lashes a little bit more piecey, just like hers. So I cut my lashes into little pieces, and then I'm going to go back in with that liner, and I'm just going to make sure that everything is nice and hidden. Now here's a quick tip. If you do decide to cut your lashes into little pieces and you have some lashes that are longer than the others, go ahead and get some nail clippers and just kind of clip the edges to make sure that everything just kind of flows together and that there's not one super long lash and then one like really short lash. So that's a little tip that I like to do. Be careful with your eyeballs. You definitely don't want to stay blind. So moving on to the skin, I primed my skin with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. Then I added some of the Marc Jacobs Do You drops. They have been my favorite. And then I also gave my skin a little bit of a spritz of the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Primer. So now for foundation, I am going first with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick, and then I'm going to take the number 7 Lift and Illuminate foundation. I got this off Kathleen's recommendation. I watch her videos and she uses this all the time, and I have to say I actually pretty much love it. I have to try it a little bit more because it's a very medium coverage. It's kind of sticky, but it's still a really nice foundation, and I am in the shade Warm Beige. So I am taking a concealer brush with a little bit of that foundation, and I am going to use this to clean up my brows. Since I am using a beauty blender, I can't get really close to my brows. So by taking a concealer brush with a little bit of that foundation and clean up your brows, you will get the perfect brows without getting foundation all over them. Now I'm going to take that same concealer brush with a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm going to be applying this under my eyes. I don't know. I feel like using a brush today. Go figure. I never use a brush, but I really like it. I feel like I can get a lot more precise with my concealer. So I applied the concealer under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, in the Cupid's bow. I also took a little bit up towards that forehead just to kind of, make everything nice and light. And I do have a tan. I went to the beach last weekend and I have a really bad tan. As you guys can see, my forehead is pretty dark, and yeah, it's a mess. And I also apply some of that concealer towards the chin, and then I'm going to go back in with that beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend everything into my skin. Make sure that you take your time blending. If your beauty blender is getting dry, I definitely recommend you go ahead and make it damp once again, because it makes all the difference with a damp beauty blender. So I'm going to take my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Powder in Light, and I'm going to go ahead and press this into my skin, and this is just going to help set that foundation, because the foundation is pretty sticky, and it's just going to make sure that everything is nice and set. Now to set the under eyes, I have been loving the Kat Von D Petal powder. This is her brightening powder. I am obsessed with it. It feels nice and light, it's not cakey, and it brightens up the under eye. So now for the lower lash line, which is the most exciting part of the whole entire video, I am taking that middle shade color from the Makeup Forever. This is their colorful kit. This is the palette in number 2. I'm not sure of the specific color of this particular shadow, but it is the one in the middle. And then once I have done that, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Geek Foiled Eyeshadow in Pegasus, and I'm going to apply this right on top. And as you guys can see, it's just going to give the bottom lash line more of a frosty metallic look, which is what Khloe had. She definitely had a little bit of a shimmery, glittery shadow under her eyes and her lower lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, and then I'm taking that same eyeshadow and I'm going to pop this in my waterline. I tried to do a blue liner, but it just wasn't going. It wasn't the right shade, so just use your eyeshadow. And then you want to go ahead and give your lashes a coat of mascara. So my camera died, so in the meantime I went and I did my Khloe Kardashian hair. This is my real hair. This is my extensions, as you can see. So let's get on with the face. Alrighty then, so moving on, I am going to take my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer and I'm going to bronze the heck out of my face because the Kardashians are known for their beautiful bronzy complexions. So I am going to apply this bronzer pretty much everywhere. So I applied it up in the forehead, the cheeks, hollows of the cheeks, neck, anywhere where you want to look bronzy. I pretty much applied this. So for blush, I am taking the Makeup Geek blush in the shade XOXO and it is very pigmented, but Khloe had a very pink cheek, so we are trying to replicate the same effect. And now I'm going to take the Essence Pure Nude powder and I'm going to take it with a big fluffy brush and I am going to begin to buff my skin. I have been loving this technique. Look at the difference between one side and the other. It just makes the skin look very smooth and flawless and like everything flows. Whether without it, the skin looks great, but it looks a little bit harsher. So I have been loving this technique. I'm going to go back in with that translucent powder and I am going to cut my contour, and while I let that kind of sit, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little bit of a nose contour. I don't contour my nose often. I'm not great at doing that, at contouring my nose, but I have been trying and I have been practicing and I think I've been getting better. So maybe once I master it, I can show you guys how I contour my nose. For now, we're going to skip it, and please don't judge if it's not perfect. I'm going to keep practicing until I get it perfect though. I promise. So moving on to highlight, I am taking the new NikkiTutorials highlight in collaboration with Ofra. I am going to start off by taking the gold shade and I'm going to be applying it to the tops of my cheekbones using a Morphe M501. And then I'm going to go into the white shade of the palette, the little color wheel, and I'm going to pop this right on top, focusing most of the product on the center. And then I'm going to take the gold and the dark color, I'm using them all, and I'm going to apply this to the highest point of my brow, and I'm also going to apply a little bit towards my chin. I mixed the two darkest colors together because I did not want that frosty white all over my skin. So by using the darkest shade, you're kind of going to balance it out. That was a mouthful. I'm also taking it in the tip of the nose and down the bridge of the nose. I'm going to go ahead and take my brush and kind of blend it in so that it's not too harsh. And then I'm also going to apply a little bit of the white shade. I'm going to apply that in the inner corner just to kind of tie the whole eye look together. And looking back at it, I should have also highlighted my brow bone. So go ahead and highlight your brow bone. I forgot mine, but I'm making sure that you don't forget yours. So moving on to lips, I am going to start off by lining my lips with the Colourpop Lippie stick in the shade Aquarius. And then I'm going to color my lips in. That sounded not professional at all. I'm going to fill in my lips with the NikkieTutorials Nude Potion Liquid Lipstick. Again, this is part of her collaboration with Ofra, and I love this color. This is like my perfect nude. I love it. Now I'm going to be taking the white highlight shade once again, and I'm going to press this on my lips. And now this is a great tip if you want your lip gloss to go on more metallic. Apply a highlight or a shimmer shade before, and your lip gloss will go on a lot more metallic. For lip gloss, I am taking the Marc Jacobs Sugar lip gloss, and then I'm going to top it off with the MAC Oyster Girl right in the center because I feel like the MAC Oyster Girl is more glossy, and she definitely had a glossy lip. I could have gone a little bit darker, but this is still one of my favorite combinations. I'm going to go ahead and spritz my skin one more time with that Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, and that is pretty much it. You are done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Please don't forget to subscribe before you guys go, and I'll see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.